Hey, good morning, everybody. This will be my last part of my Learn to Play after action report for Owl of Avalon Hills Battle of the Bulge, 1981. Why? Because I will have covered pretty much all the rules, maybe not in the best detail, but in enough that I think that if you got the game and you're so inclined, you'll pull it out and hopefully want to play this old bird. I got to tell you, I haven't played this in 40 years and had a really good time. It's a real little gem. I'm going to be putting it up after this. Why? Because Sunday, or Saturday, I have a game lined up of the Gamers Tactical Combat Series, or actually Multi-Man Publishing. We're supposed to play Ariete with my friend David Greenwood. Really looking forward to that. Old favorite of mine series. Haven't played that in quite a number of years. And, fighting this fucking cancer, pardon my French. We're kind of doing some diving in, but also going to have up shortly Third World War from Compass Games, because prepping to play that at GMT weekend. I restart chemo on October 18th, so trying to cram in as much as I can before I restart chemo. If the chemo doesn't work or it's making me sick, I'm probably just not going to do it anymore. So then at that point, I'll be on a TikTok to my demise from pancreatic cancer. But, in the end, I'm okay with that. I'm not okay with my demise. What I'm okay with is we're all dealt a deck of cards in life, and I'm playing them the best of my ability, and I'm still planning on beating this. And in the meantime, I could shoot these videos, play my games, spend some time with my grandkids and my boys and my lovely wife of 40 years, and I get to spend some of my time with you guys, even though it's mainly through a video. So, that being said, where are we at? Well, I'm getting ready to do the combats for the German 17 a.m. turn. So a couple of the newer elements that are here in the game. And I'm sure I've played fairly poorly, but I'm having a great time. Is, of course, we went over, rebuilt the bridge here. Bridge demolition still not an option. Let me see. For 17 a.m., actually, the Allies, when they go, will get to try to blow some bridges. So anyways, but rebuilt one bridge here out of the 9 that the Germans are able to rebuild. Got some TAC air going here. Both sides got 2 planes. And I interdicted the bridge here with the Allied plane because that prevents any German unit from crossing it, trying to get it Bastogne. Built a fort here for the German units to dig in. Maybe a little early, but they got to get ready for that flank counterattack, right, from Patton. This literally is the only place on the board where I got a breakthrough happening, but we'll see what happens after this combat. The losses for the Allies so far have only been 3 regiments of infantry and 1 combat command. Miraculously, did one of the optionals. Well, I'm using a couple optionals. So first, I have the German corps, which are designated by these letter designations A through G. And if they include units from other corps, they have to add one to their attack die rolls. So I figure that's kind of historical. I'm also using there's a rule where the mechanized troops and whatnot, right, they can only enter these dense hex woods along a road, But it is an optional rule where if they're, say, attacking into that type of terrain, they're halved. So I'm using that because I think that's probably pretty, adds a little realism. Also, I'm using, as an optional rule, last minute bridge demolition. And what that basically is, the normal demolition rules are, you know, if there's an enemy unit, I believe within 3, you roll on the bridge and oil dump demolition table, which is off camera over here on the turn record sheet. But last minute demolition is if you haven't tried an intentional demolition and a enemy unit comes up adjacent to the bridge, and I'd have to look. I think it may apply to the fuel dumps too. I'm not quite sure. You roll a die, and on a 1, the bridge is blowing up in their face. So I thought, okay, well, that adds a little, you know, a little more realism. I also used the optional rules where the Germans tried to get this unit here disguised as Americans to blitz through the line. That didn't work, so they basically sat out an extra turn, and now they're just part of the B Corps here. There's nothing that says you assign it to a corps, but I'm assuming as you get reinforcements, you know, you need to assign them to a corps. So, drinking my coffee. It's 3:30 in the morning here. Had a couple of these commando units survive, so I kind of set them up to help try to delay any Allied reinforcements coming in off the north edge. All right, well, you know what? Let's go ahead and do the combat die rolls here, see what we get. And you know, the one thing I haven't used probably, and I could have probably used, might have been better, is, and I may do it now, a little late than never, but there is a Blitzkrieg attack table, which I haven't used, but a lot of retreats and whatnot. So let's go through it. Let's walk through it. And thank you guys for joining me. Appreciate it. So we have an attack over here against the, oh my goodness, let's get out the magnifying glass. Eyesight's not what it used to be. It looks like, oh my God, Eichenbach. Looks like, well, anyways, a little village over here. And it's held by the 4th Infantry Division, 12th Regiment, in a fort. I'm doubled because of the town. So that'll be 8 factors defending. And I'm going to try to do this without knocking my camera over, because I'm kind of a little pressed for space, working on turning my garage into monster game space. Hopefully I get it up and running before too late. So 9. And I plan on doing Longest Day or some other big game. I love monsters. 9. All right. 17. 23. 27. 30. 30 to 8. So 3 to 1. It's +1 because of the fort. And ideally, but the charts are all in the back of the rule book. Probably going to eventually scan and put it on a card stock off my printer. So 3 to 1, +1 to the die roll. Got an engage last time. Let's see what I can get this time. So I got a 3, and it looks like we are going to be with a 4. No, this is a good result for the Germans, a contact. So if you remember, a contact, what that means, whenever you're adjacent, but they're in a fort, so they won't have to attack. But normally, so a contact, so basically no result. But if you remember, contact result is, if it wasn't for the fort, it would be basically the next, in the Allied turn, they would have been forced to either withdraw or counterattack. But they're in a fort, so they get to just kind of sit in place. And I'm going to need to do something a little different, because it looks like The only result at 3-1 that I can get anything is for roll a 1. I don't want to sit there the whole rest of the game trying to roll a 1. So as the Germans are going to have to decide what do I want to do over here. So, you know, looks like I'm going to need to get some baggies when I put this game away. But anyways, all right. Let's pull this out. What I do is these are the artillery, kind of where you place their support. Instead of keeping them off map, I keep them with the artillery units. All right, going to go up here on our drive to Bastogne. Americans are defending they're in the dense woods. It's frozen ground. So let's look at the terrain effects. It's just a straight up, so they're defending at 4. No, they're not doubled in the woods. It does have some impact on mechanized troops if not attacking along the road, like this guy here. So I have 10, 14 with air support. So 14 to 4 is a 3-1. Let's put the air support's going to give me a -1 on the die roll. All right, Cancer. Come on, Cancer, you fucker piece of shit. I need some feeling in my fingers so I can put this counter back. All right. All right, so we have a 3-1 and the -1, so I need a 1 or a 2 to really get anywhere here. And I get a 1. Well, what do you know? You get lucky once in a while. So -1, defender back 4, attacker advance 3. So what's going to happen is this guy's going to go 1. They have to go to a supply road and then go towards the supply. So 2. And now this is where it's actually, they have to go the shortest distance. So 3, 4. Now that's interesting. I'm going to look up the retreat rolls because I know you got to go the shortest distance to a supply road, which they're already on. The question is, do they have to keep retreating towards the supply source that's closest, or once they're on the supply road, can they go any direction? Because obviously they would prefer to go towards Bastogne and keep that protected. Let's see here. It's not advanced game. Retreats. Here we go. So it's rule 19. I got the 2nd edition rule book. Let's see here. Units are retreated, blah, 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 one at a time. It's a fairly long rule, actually, with the priority, so I want to make sure I cover it. Here we go. See, it's right in the rules. Gotta love the clarity. So once it's on the supply road, and I'm paraphrasing here, I can keep going. Doesn't necessarily have to be the closest supply. So 1, 2, 3, 4. So we're still protecting Bastogne. And then I get to advance 3. So 1, 2, 3. Go tooling right up the road here. And we're going to keep pressing that. All right. So that's that attack. Got the attack on Clerf here. So this hex defends at 10. And I am attacking with 10, 17, 23 with the artillery. Try to get in here and not tip my camera over. 35. So a 3-1. With no modifiers, and we already seen that, actually, unless I roll a 1, I'm kind of spinning my wheels here. So I rolled a 5, which is an engaged result, which is what I got last time. Like we said, an engaged result means the Allies, well, they're in a fortified town, so they don't have to attack anyways. Whoops. Actually, this where my artillery marker goes. I'll go right here with the artillery unit. We're going to place a defender engaged, kind of going through this just for you guys. Even though I am going to probably put the game away. I might play out another turn or two just to see what happens, but I am having a good time. And today's a good day, as I like to say. I like to celebrate my good moments, because you never know when it'll be your last. Let's see, I might try a blitz combat here. Let's see what happens. So this hex is going to defend at 10, because it's in the rough. Plus 4 is 14. And I believe it's pretty low odds attack. 11, 17, 25, 31. 31 to 14, so 2 to 1. Let's look at the table here and see what, so 2 to 1 minus 1 on the regular table. Honestly, 1 or a 2 would be a pretty good result, because, well, it would temporarily, I guess, kind of clear the road, not really. And then a blitz attack. I don't think it's really going to do me much good, because yeah. Yeah, no. I'm going to just do a regular attack. Actually, I'm going to hope I roll and get lucky and roll an exchange, but probably not going to happen. No, rolled a 5. Minus 1 goes to a 4. So I need to mark this engaged. So, yeah, like I said, I'm playing pretty poorly, I'm sure, as the Germans. But I'm going to use my excuse, hey, it's been 40 years, right? But it's the kind of game that makes me want to maybe eventually reset it up and play it again. Might be a good idea. Let's see here. But we're going to go ahead and mark everything just in case I do decide to keep playing. All right. And then we got an attack here. So we got, let's see, we got 4, but I'm going to defend at 8, 14. Another low odds attack. 12, 16, 24, 34, 35. Oh boy, 2 to 1. That's just not a good attack. And honestly, a blitz with the terrain's not going to do a lot of good there. So I got a 2 to 1. I roll a 2. Oh, well, 3. I mean, sorry, 3. So a contact result. That actually is not a bad result, because that means. And it won't mean a lot for the advance, but what it does mean is this allied unit will either have to counterattack or withdraw in this turn, their turn. I think we know what the answer to that will be. We did commit some support here, but the Germans chose not to move up and attack just yet. Maybe a mistake. Here's probably... We're going to just roll it, because this will be the least important over here. So defend at 8. Attacking with 4. Oh, wait a minute. What am I doing? 8. 10 here. Sorry. 4. I think I got a 1 to 1 here. So straight up 1 to 1. There again, we're hoping for a 1 or a 2 to get a contact result, and I get a 1. So if nothing else, I will force this unit to either counterattack or retreat. in the allied turn. And considering the importance of Monshao in the northern flank, the safest, they're going to probably just withdraw. Let's go ahead and do this attack just because. And this one has an allied air, so that will add a +1 to the attack die roll, which is not good. But we are defending with 10. They're in the town. We got 19, first SS. And I have some errata counters on the way, thankful to the community. So 14, 26, 34, 44, 44, 48, 51, 57. So 5 to 1. It's not a bad attack. Let's see what I can roll. On 5 to 1. And can't really get too far, can I? Even at 5 to 1, there's no defender eliminated results. And I rolled a 4, which will give me a defender back 2. Attacker advance 1. So following the retreat rules, we're going to retreat right into Ellsbourne. Excuse me, we're hoping to blow through the road here. So we'll advance this stack into the town. Not too dramatic, but you know, the one thing is the Germans haven't taken much losses either, but big deal, right? Because they got big objectives. All right, now we got this. That was kind of sad. I was hoping for a little better result. But that being said, here, this is in the open. You know, that's why I threw the artillery in. I got 12, so 18. Put this back. And I got 25, this one 11 with 2 7s, 28, 31, 34, 34, 17. Exactly a 2 to 1, and with my just pile in thing, that just kind of worked out. Let's see what I roll. Got a 1. Defender back 2, attacker advance 1. So you get a lot of that. And I don't know, maybe, well, you know what? Well, it's too late now. Maybe I should have blitzed here. All right, so I would say this way is because this is not towards the supply source, this is. So they're going to go 2. Doesn't really hurt their position. But we'll free, and I'm going to go ahead and advance the 12th SS Panzer Division to that hex. So that's going to kind of free up that road just a little bit. So we'll see what the Allied response is. Like I said, for this series, I'm going to end it because I do got other commitments and need to move on, but I hope I get to come back to this. And thanks for joining me. I really appreciate it. Had a great time doing this, delving back into this old bird, and I may sit here for another hour or two and keep playing. You might squeeze one more short recap video out of me. I don't know. But for now, that's it for my Learn to Play. Hopefully it might encourage you to pull out the old Warhorse or pick up a copy. It's super playable. Haven't played it in 40 years. Just amazing. At least, well, maybe a little less, but really enjoy it. Hope I get to do one of my monsters soon. Time for Trumpets, SPI Walked on Rhine. I don't know. We'll see. We'll see what life brings, right? So like I say, enjoy your journey onward and forward with my cancer fight. And as long as I'm able, I will be playing and bringing you videos. And just trying to squeeze the most enjoyment I can out of life. So be well, and we'll see you soon. Okay, bye.